Beautiful. All right, guys, the NBA trade deadline is next Thursday.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize it was that
Next Thursday,
close.
February 6th, is the NBA trade deadline. This Thursday, coming up in 2 days, I'm going to go over the deals I want to see the Cavs make. I got 9 or 10 trades. Some are crazy. Some are real or more realistic.
Yeah.
They all work money-wise. Some are just more for fun. But we'll go over those on Thursday when Jason's in. Today, I put together a little primer to get you guys ready for what I think the Cavs need to do at the deadline, or at least the trades they should be looking to explore. And I ranked them in terms of tiers. Tyvis, before I go, what's your question?
When we did this last year, did they make any trade?
No.
They did not make a deal at the deadline last year, no.
Who was the player that we wanted, though?
Brandon Ingram?
Last year?
No.
No, Ingram.
Although we've been talking about Brandon Ingram for 2 years.
He was all off-season.
Yeah, that was more off-season.
You know what? It was off-season. Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
And some of the names that you'll see on the trades on Thursday are some of the same names we had talked about in the
Trey Murphy.
I was going to say it's surprising that there have been no trades yet, but there was that draft pick trade the other day that was really something the Cavs should have been involved in. But go ahead.
So this is more just in general what you're trying to accomplish at the deadline.
Yeah.
I ranked it in terms of how I think is the most important to the least important. I'll give you what I think. You guys then can discuss. Then we'll go to the next one. I got 4. And then a 5th, which is a side one at the end. But first and foremost, the number one thing the Cavs need to be looking to do at the deadline is improve the closing 5. Solidify who that 5th guy is in your closing lineup alongside the core 4. Right now it's either Strus or Dean Wade. This is where a bigger wing comes into play, a la Cam Johnson or some of the other names out there. But to me, the most important thing the Cavs can do if they are going to make a move is find a way to solidify that 3 position within the realms of their closing 5. Any arguments?
Well, I'd like you to put them all out there, and then we could
you want to go all 4 at a
if
time?
we like your order.
Okay,
or
perfect.
Not.
So that's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 then is basically making sure you solidify your playoff top 8. They're playing 11 now. Kenny keeps saying I'll play as many guys as I can. We've seen the history of the NBA says that doesn't actually happen. The playoff rotation gets cut down from 11 and 10 to 9 or 8, and then as you get further and further down to 7, and you trust 8. If you can find a guy that is an upgrade over one of the bench guys, that's a deal worth exploring. Number 3 is skill set protection. They don't have another backup big right now. We saw Tristan Thompson fill in when Evan Mobley was out. They do not have anyone that can replicate what the 2 bigs do if they are not in the game. Also, with Dean Wade out, they don't have another 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" wing defender to guard certain guys. You have some skill set protection with the guards. If Donovan or Darius is out, we've seen LeVert or Ty Jerome step in, Craig Porter Jr. at minutes. All the guards they have, we've seen them kind of fill in and replace each other. But just solidifying your skill set protection. And last but not least, we mentioned this earlier with Max Strus, but pumpkin insurance. You don't know who's going to turn into a pumpkin in the playoffs. That's a term I stole from Carter from the Chase Down pod, so shout out to Carter for that term. But basically, who do you not trust in the playoffs? Who are you worried could turn into a pumpkin when the lights are brightest? If you don't trust that guy, can we bring someone in that we may have a little more faith, may not turn into a pumpkin? And then the last thing, and this is the worst thing the Cavs can do in my opinion, Steve, take it, is do nothing. And stay ever so slightly over the luxury tax. They're just under $2 million over the luxury tax. And if they stay at that exact financial position, it starts the repeat offender clock early, which has significant financial ramifications down the road.
Yeah, so you're over anyway. Might as well add more talent.
Or if you don't have a deal out there you like, shed $2 million.
Right. That would.
I love Craig Porter Jr., but someone like that gets you under the tax.
Is he over $2 million?
He's like 2.1. Yeah, like he's a perfect guy.
Yeah, but how could you get? You have to take some money back in the trade, right? Or
a second-round pick to a team that has money or something like that.
Okay.
But it makes no sense to stay exactly where they're at. Either go get better, and you're really in the tax to start paying the repeat offender, but don't just dip your toe.
They wouldn't do that. You'd just get rid of Craig Porter Jr. I mean, he's
No, I'm saying if you make a deal and you bring on more money, like a Cam Johnson, well, then it's okay. You're in the – but
sure,
to
then
be
we don't
just
care.
that much over the luxury tax,
that would be stupid.
It makes no sense.
I do like – I thought it was interesting because I was expecting you to pick like positions that they need, and you went in a different way, which I actually think is more interesting. I think Mike's order is absolutely correct. Does anybody disagree with it? Like, does anybody want to move any of the things in a different order?
I think skill set protection might be Like skill set protection in terms of like bigs. Like we need another big or we need another small forward that we can find somewhere. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just in
now,
case.
really, 2 and 3 are kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's why when
yeah.
it's clarity.
Because by getting skill set protection, on some level, you're probably boosting. Although if you got like what's his name, who they did get last year in the buyout market, Morris. Like he wouldn't be in your playoff 8 unless somebody got hurt.
Right. Exactly. And
so it is a little different. But I mean, I definitely think the first thing in terms of the closing 5, like Dean Wade and who is it, Max Strus? Who did you say was the closing 5? It's
Strus or Wade. One of
right.
those two.
I feel like maybe I'm being unfair to Strus. To me, neither of those guys feel like a starting player or a game-closing player for a team that's going to win a championship. I don't know. Am I being unfair?
In the last 3 or 4 games,
because they're white.
That's part of it. I'm not going to lie.
The last 3 or 4 games, I've come to the conclusion that the Cavs do need to they need to make a move in order to give themselves a better chance to win it all. I think right now, as constituted, they are an Eastern Conference Finals team, but with a clear conscience, I couldn't, knowing the deficiencies defensively, knowing what the Boston Celtics will probably be like, I don't believe that they would be favored in that series at this point.
No, they would not.
I think that they need one more significant upgrade at the small forward position, and if you can get that upgrade, I think it helps your closing 8 players. I think you can move some people down, and I think it bolsters you a little bit. But could they? I mean, if they stay where they are, I give them roughly about a 30% chance of winning the finals.
All right, Mikey. So if they stay where they're at now and don't make any moves, what if they don't make any moves because they just can't make any moves? Like there's nothing that jumps out.
No, that's very possible. But like I said, the worst case would be just
but we're not even going to worry about that right now because that's not pertinent to winning.
No. That is simply just financial.
Or at least not winning at the moment. But
can we say this really quickly? And then like for me, we've been hearing it, and I know Jason says this all the time. They don't want to be in a luxury shack. They don't want. Listen, Dan. I know. Hey, I know.
Can't take it with them.
I know you don't want to be in a luxury tax. We're not planning for 6 years down the line. If you got an opportunity with a team that's ready to win right now, and you got to go in a luxury tax, damn it, you got to go in a luxury tax.
And Dan is to his credit.
I'm not going to call him out about money ever.
No, I mean, but I'm saying I don't think. To me, when they say that, I don't think Dan is that short-sighted. Like, he's never done that before. Like, if they got a legitimate chance to get a piece that's going to cost him a little more, I don't remember a time that he said no.
I don't know that he would do it for a guy that's like a minor upgrade, but if they could really get a legit upgrade. I also don't think
Kobe's going to take something to the table to Dan if it's not going to be a significant upgrade and help us put us over the top. Like, it would be laughable for him to be like, you know what, we got to get this role player from Milwaukee. No, it's got to be something that really is going to impact the team in the playoffs.
And to your point, I think you said this, that may be impossible. They might not have enough ammunition to get a player that's a difference maker.
My point in saying that is I think if they don't make a move, it doesn't mean they just sat on their hands and they're just comfortable. Like, I guarantee you they're out there making these calls and trying to do everything in their power. And listen, we wanted Kobe gone. We thought he was a joke. Like, dude is just
I got faith in him right now.
Since he has been in this role and really put his nuts on the table last year when he decided to get rid of the coach and keep everything else the same. And
we were all killing him. And he was right.
He was
right. We were all wrong.
He won 50%.
Really, his tenure started with a terrible move signing Kevin Love, and pretty much everything else after that has been good.
Now, this is the funny thing, and this is why GMs get paid the big dollars. Like, sometimes you make a move, then sometimes you're aggressive. I want to see, like, he didn't make the move. He made the move with the coach, didn't make the move with the roster. Now, it's the deadline. I'd be interested in seeing, okay, is he going to make the move or is he going to stay pat? Because, there isn't really a pattern. You can't say, I stayed pat last year, so this year I'm going to stay pat. You just have to, it's always an evolving, fluid situation.
But in the end, like, the Cavs have whatever percentage chance you think of winning a championship. I think we'd all agree this is the first time that the Cavs, without LeBron, that I could ever remember since, I guess, Daugherty, Price, Nance, the first time without LeBron they've ever had a chance to win a championship.
Yeah. Yes.
In 30 years, whatever.
Yeah.
More. And so I think you have to go for it. But in the end, there's just so much Kobe can do. He's done what he can to some degree. You know, in the offseason, we were talking about trades because we thought they might break up the guards or break up the big guys. Well, none of us want that to happen now. Nobody wants Garland traded. Nobody wants Mobley traded. Of course not. We don't want to trade those guys. So if we can't trade from the big four, which we shouldn't, the Cavs don't have a first-round pick to trade for 6 years. So there's just so much they're going to be able to get. And the idea that they can get a clear difference-making player, I mean, if he does it, great job by Kobe.
Yes.
But I'm not going to kill him if he doesn't, because it's got to be almost impossible.
I would say of these four, the most realistic, obtainable, not messing up future cap sheets is skill set protection in terms of the backup big.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably right.
And that guy, whoever it is, probably is in your playoff top 8. And he's only getting minutes if either Mobley picks up quick 2 fouls, Allen gets a quick 2 fouls, and/or they get hurt.
Can you check this? These are the people that as of December were still available. Marcus Morris.
Oh, the buyout guys, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of these guys are still out
Jay
there.
Crowder.
Yep.
Bismack Biyombo.
You don't want anything. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Robert Covington.
Jay Crowder did not go well here.
No, he would not come back.
He's not going to come back.
Yeah.
Gallinari's still out there.
Danilo.
But none of these guys have been playing, right?
Hey, that's what
like,
you...
This is like a list from like 10 years ago.
Any of those guys you just named, do they crack currently the Cavs top?
No. But here's the thing.
Here's what I will say. JaVale McGee might.
Here's the thing why I agree with what you said, that the protection is the most likely, but I disagree with the second part because who here would bet that Dean Wade's going to be healthy for the playoffs?
Fascinating.
That guy's hurt all the time.
By the way, we have an update on the Dean Wade injury.
Yeah.
It just came out literally in the last 5 minutes. The Cavs sent out a PR email that Dean Wade suffered a bone bruise, will be reevaluated in 2 weeks.
I mean, I think that guy's had more bone bruises than every other player in the NBA combined. I feel like he's had 7,000 of them.
Bone bruises is indefinite.
Yeah.
that's like,
He's always hurt, that guy.
But here, listen, Karis LeVert be hurt a lot. Karis LeVert be hurt.
But I think Dean Wade's the worst, though.
But here's what I'm saying. What I'm throwing together is
the worst.
If you got Dean Wade and you got Karis LeVert and you got Okoro that's always injured.
Right.
How can you count on
But
them?
Dean Wade's the guy of the three you got to replace the most because Dean Wade does something that nobody else really does on this team.
Well, 2 of those, that's difficult because Karis LeVert is your guy off the bench that can give you instant offense. Isaac Okoro's a guy that can guard multiple positions, is a good defender on the perimeter. Dean Wade can hit an open shot, and he's 6'8", 6'9". So that's a lot of skill sets you're missing.
How tall is Cam Johnson?
6'8".
Man, come on, we need to get that.
To me, if they get Cam Johnson, Kobe pulled it out of his.
I don't know how people can offer better stuff. What's the package we got to put together with him?
It's there's a couple of different ways you can get to the $22 million, but it's
3 players they don't need and a bunch of second-round picks.
Jalen Tyson, LeVert, and someone, or Okoro, Niang, and Tyson.
Is Jalen Tyson looked at as a player that could become a starter someday?
I think he's looked pretty good in the
minutes
he's played. But he hasn't played enough to get a real evaluation of him.
I mean, he's looked good when the Cavs have played him, but I don't know what people think of him around the league.
If the Nets liked him, maybe they view him as a first-round asset. If they didn't like him, then
would you make the trade if they want Imani Bates?
Whose birthday?
It's
Happy
his birthday
birthday
today.
to your boy Imani Bates.
Yeah, man.
What, he turned 21 today?
When he played last night, got another some minutes.
What is the whole thing with him?
He's obsessed with Imani Bates.
Why?
He a hooper. That's
I
why.
don't have any idea.
He's that dude.
No, he got it. He got that.
Is this his Geno Smith?
Yeah. Oh, it's worse.
I think it is.
It's way.
Well,
it's
I
way
understand
bigger.
that.
Yeah, it's way bigger. It's like this. It's like this, man. Like, listen, man. No, we can't give up in mind. What are you talking about, bro?
So you would veto the trade?
Of course you would trade him.
That's a trump card. That's a trump card. We tucking that away. That's the pair of Jordans that you don't wear in the winter.
If you're gonna really stand by this, I respect it.
Yeah, look, bro. And by the way, this is the long grift. You don't like. Look, if Imani Bates hit, I am the king. I can retire off that hit.